Hi, Namaste. In the previous class, we have learned the concept of division of polynomials, more specifically, division of polynomial by a monomial. In this session, let's learn to divide a polynomial by another polynomial using long division method. So let's do some examples. Before that, let's take up a question that we did yesterday, that is 15 a cubed b to the power 4 negative 10 a to the power 4 b to the power 3 negative 25 a to the power 3 b to the power 6. That's going to be divided by negative 5 a to the power 3 b to the power 2. Yeah, I've put the errata on the community as well. So I just thought that, and I'll go through this again and explain and why we need to be really focused on when we are solving algebraic expressions. Because one, there is a multiplication, then second, there is the multiplication of signs. So focus is of paramount importance. So let's do this again. So I have a negative 5, which is my denominator or the divisor, and I'm going to divide 15 by negative 5. So I know that negative 5 times positive 3, negative 3 rather, is 15. So here my numeric coefficient will be negative 3, and then let's do this here, 15 by negative 5, so which will be negative 3. And then I have the next variable, so 8 to the power 3 by 8 to the power 3. So then, both are equal, that is 8 to the power 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. So 8 to the power 0 is nothing but 1. So I'm going to multiply that basically by, let's put this portion here. So I have negative 3 times 1. And then I have b to the power 4 divided by b to the power 2, which is equal to b to the power 4 minus 2, which is b to the power 2. So then I'm going to multiply this by b to the power 2. So I have got negative 3 times 1 is negative 3 times b squared is negative 3b squared. Right? Let's go to the next one, the next term. I have negative 10 over there, right? I have negative 10 divided by negative 5, right? So for this, I have to have positive 2, right? And then I have a to the power 4 by a to the power 3, which is equal to a to the power 4 minus 3 is equal to a to the power 1, which is equal to a. So the second term is plus 2 and then multiplied by a, and then the last variable I have b to the power 3 by b to the power 2, which is equal to b to the power 3 minus 2 is equal to b. So 2 times a times b will give me 2ab. Okay, let's go to the last term now, that is negative 25 by negative 5, sorry, right? So again it is, I have a positive 5, and then I have a to the power 3 by a to the power 3, which is equal to a to the power 3 minus 3 is equal to 0, that is basically a to the power 0, which is equal to a to the power 0, means it is 1. So I have plus 5 times 1, and then b to the power 6 by b to the power 2 is equal to b to the power 6 minus 2 is equal to b to the power 4. So multiplied by b to the power 4. So 5 times 1 times b to the power 4 is equal to plus, that is, it's understood. So it is 5 b to the power 4. So the answer for this, that is the quotient, is negative b to the power 2 plus 2ab plus 5b squared, b to the power 4. Yeah. So there was a confusion, and by mistake I made them negative here. So that's not the correct quotient. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Basically the topic for today is division of polynomial, division of a polynomial by another polynomial, right? Okay, let's take an example here, using, more importantly, using long division method. Using long division method. Okay, let's focus. I have the polynomial term, the expression here, 10x to the power 2 plus 15x plus 5 should be divided by, I have another polynomial, that is 10x plus 5, right? Now let's do the long division. So I have my divisor here, 10x plus 5. Now that's going to be divided by, this is going to divide 10x squared plus 15x plus 5. Okay, so some steps here. I have my first term here is, in the dividend, is 10x squared. And the first term in the divisor is 10x, right? So when I divide when I divide 10x squared by 10x, which is nothing but 10 times x by 10, that is 10x here, 10 times x. Okay, so this 10, this 10, this 10, this 10 cancels. So I'm left with x, correct? So I'm going to take this x over here, what is left over, and that is going to be the first term of my quotient, x. Got it? This is going to be the first term of my quotient. So now I'm going to multiply. I'm going to multiply x, right? So that is what we generally do in division. So we multiply, this is the factor, and we're going to multiply this with this one. So what is it that I have got here? 10x plus 5 times x, right? So 10x times x is 10x squared. And then 5 times x will give me 5x. Yeah, and this has to be subtracted. So now recall when we did the subtraction of algebraic expressions, we changed the sign of the subtrahend. So what I have over here is a positive 10x squared. Now that is going to become a negative 10x squared. So I'm going to put the new sign here. And then I have a positive 5x. So now that's going to become a negative 5x. So now let's subtract. So 10x squared, which is positive over here, it's a positive 10x squared. And now I have a negative 10x squared. Correct? And now these two will cancel out. Okay, so these two will cancel out. And now 15x minus 5x. So this will give me, since 15x, 15 is bigger number and the sign is positive, so I take it as 15 minus 5 is 10. X, now I'm going to bring down 5 plus 5. Okay. Now I have a new here, but this is my remainder, but I can still, divide this. So I have 10x over here, this 10x that I have, and I'm going to divide this again by the first term of the divisor, right? I'm going to take this 10x and I'm going to divide by this 10x. So what is it that I get? I get 1, correct? So it will be 1. Right? So minus 10x plus 5. So again, I change the sign. I have a positive 10x, so that's going to become negative 10x. I have a positive 5, that's going to become negative 5. So now I have a positive 10x, negative 10x cancels out. I have positive 5, negative 5, they cancel out. Correct? So both cancel out. So now I've got 0. So this is my quotient. X plus 1 is my quotient and my remainder is 0. Yeah? Okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's try to solve another polynomial. I have, we'll just erase this. I have 6x cubed plus x minus 2 divided by x minus 2. Right? So let's put this in the long division format. X minus 2. And then I have 6x cubed plus x minus 2. Right? Now, let's divide the first term. Here is 6x cubed. And then the first term in the divisor is x. So 6x cubed that is 6x times x times x divided by x. So these two cancel out. I'm left with 6x squared. So that is going to be the first term. This is going to be the first term of my quotient, 6x squared. Now the second step is that I'm going to multiply 6x squared, which is my quotient. I'm going to multiply this by my divisor. So 6x squared times x is 6x cubed minus 6x squared times 2 will be 12x squared, right? As you can see from here, I don't have a x squared term. I have a 6x cubed. I have a 6x cubed, and then next to that is an x to the power 1. That is the x basically, right? Or an x to the power 1. So in between x to the power 3 and x, the second degree is missing, but we can just plug this in here. So subtract 6x cubed, right? So I'm going to put this negative 6x squared over here, right? And then now I'm going to subtract, because there are only two terms in the divisor, so I'm going to take that. So this will be plus 6x cubed. If I want to, I can just pull this up. So now I have positive here, positive 6x cubed, and then I have a positive x cubed, and then a negative 12x squared. So now this positive 6x cubed is going to become negative, and this is going to become positive, and these two will get cancelled out. Now I have a 12x squared, and then I'm going to bring down x. I have x. Okay. So I have a 12x squared, and then x, and then negative 2. So again I have 12x squared divided by x, which is 12x. So this will be plus 12x, right? Now I have 12x squared. Then I have negative 24x, right? So I'm going to subtract this. This is going to be negative. This is going to be positive. So I have 12x squared and 12x squared get cancelled. X plus 24x. Okay, x plus 24x. So it is a like term because both have x and the powers are also same. So it becomes 25x minus 2. So I do the same process again. 25x by x will give me 25. So I have my 25 here plus 25. So 25x minus 50. So again I have the negative sign and then the positive sign. So 25x cancels. And then I have 48 is the remainder. Right? So this is my quotient. This is my quotient. And this is my remainder. We can verify this answer through the verification process. So remember, dividend is nothing but quotient times divisor plus remainder. We should get the same dividend when we multiply it. Right? We'll do this verification process in tomorrow's class, but let's keep the session only for long division, doing the long division problems. Okay, let's try. The best thing to learn is basically about practice, it's just practicing it. So let's practice. Let's take another example. I have okay, 9x cubed y cubed minus 14xy plus 20. Right? Let me pull this up a bit. Now, this is divided by xy plus 5. Right? Okay. Now I have my first term here in the dividend is 9x cubed y cubed. And then the first term in the divisor is xy. So when I divide 9x cubed y cubed by xy, what I get here is 9x squared y squared. Now this is going to be my first term of the quotient, and from which I'm going to multiply the divisor. So 9x squared y squared. So now when I multiply 9x squared y squared xy plus 5, I get 9x cubed y cubed plus 45 x squared y squared. Correct? And again, I don't have the x squared y squared term over here. So I'm just going to pull this up a bit to, okay. So I have 9x cubed y cubed plus 45x squared y squared. I'm going to subtract this. I'm going to subtract this. and I want to change the sign. This positive becomes negative, this positive becomes negative, and 9x cubed, y cubed cancels out, and what I'm left with is negative 45x squared y squared. Now this has to be, now I'm going to bring down negative 14xy, right? So I'm going to divide 45 x squared y squared by xy. So I get, that is negative here, 45 xy, right? I'm going to multiply now negative 45. So I'm going to get subtraction. So I get negative 45 x squared y squared, again minus, that is negative 45 times 5, so that is negative, so I get a negative product, 225 xy. So I have negative 225 xy. So I'm doing the subtraction, and I have a negative 45, so it becomes positive 45, and then I have a negative 225 xy, so that becomes positive 225. And what happens here is that, these two gets cancels out, and I have a positive 225. So from 225 I'm going to take away 14, right? So it is 1, 1, that is 2, 211 xy, correct? So I have a 211 xy. Now I'm going to bring in 20. So 200 xy, 211. So now it is plus 211, right? So 211 times xy is 211 xy. The subtraction sign. I'm going to subtract this, and then plus 211 times 5, right? It's 5, 5, and so 1055, that is 1055. So I'm going to change the sign, becomes negative, right? So these two cancels out. I'm left with basically negative 1035. Got it? Did you understand? Okay. Let's do another one. Let's take another one. I have a squared. So I have my divisor is a plus 4, and my dividend is a squared plus 7a plus 12. Can you try this? Okay, so let's try. I have a squared. I have a squared that has to be divided by a. So when I do that, I get a. So a times a is a squared plus 4 times a is 4a. Now I'm going to subtract this. Now try to listen to me so you get this. So I have a negative, since I'm subtracting two expressions, right? In subtraction, we change the sign of the subtrahend. So I have a squared minus a squared now, and 7a, that is plus 4, but it is plus 4a. Now it is going to become negative 4a, right? So this and this cancels. I'm left with 3a. I want to bring down 12. 3a divided by a will give me 3. So that's why it is plus 3. So when I multiply, I get 3a plus 12. Now this will become negative. This will become negative. So 3a cancels, negative 12, positive 12 cancels. So I have my quotient as a plus 3. Right? Let's try one more. X minus 6 is my divisor. X squared plus 3x minus 54. Yeah. Can you try it? Okay. Let's try. So I have x squared and it has to be divided by x. The first term of the dividend, the first term by the first term of the divisor. So it is x. So my first term of the quotient is x. Now I'm going to multiply x minus 6 by x. So I get x squared minus 6x. So division sign. So I mean this is division, so I have to subtract. So I have, and then when I'm subtracting in algebra, so we change the sign of the subtrahend. So this becomes plus x squared minus x squared cancels out. 3x plus 6x will give me 9x. I'm going to bring down 54. I have 9x. I'm going to divide that by x, so I'm going to get 9. So this is plus 9, right? So 9x minus 54. This has to be subtracted, correct? So again, we change the sign of the subtrahend. I have a positive 9x, now that's going to become negative 9x. I have a negative 54, that's going to become positive 54. So these two cancels out. So I'm left with remainder 0. So this is my quotient. Yeah? Got it? Are you understanding me? Let's take one more. Three x plus 4y. Then I have my dividend is 12x squared plus 7x y minus 12 y x squared. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. First term is 12x squared. It's going to be divided by 3x. So 12x squared is 12 times x divided by 3 times x. So this x cancels, and I have 4x because 3 times 4 is 12. And the remainder is x, so that is 4x. Correct? Now I'm going to multiply 4x, or I'm going to multiply 3x plus 4y by 4x. So what am I going to get? What am I going to get? It is 12x squared plus 16xy. Correct? So that's what I'm going to put that value now. Those terms, 12x squared plus 16xy. Subtraction sign. Now I have a positive 12x squared, which is going to become a negative 12x squared. And I have a positive 16xy, which is going to become a negative 6xy. So as a result, these two gets cancels out. And I have a negative 16x, so which is 9xy. Correct? Then I'm going to bring down negative 12y squared. Right? So I have a negative 9xy. I'm going to divide that by 3x. So I have a positive, so a negative 3y. Correct? I have a negative 3y, so which is going to be the next term in my quotient, and I'm going to multiply negative 3y. I'm going to multiply 3x plus 4y by this quotient. So what is it that I'm going to get? I'm going to get negative 9xy, negative 12y squared. Correct? So I'm going to put that value of the terms over here. I have negative xy, negative 12y squared. I'm going to erase that now. And it has to be subtracted. So I have to subtract negative 9xy and negative 12x squared. So I have to change the sign. So negative 9xy becomes positive 9xy. Negative 12y squared becomes positive 12y squared. Now both of them cancel out. So the quotient is 4x minus 3y. Yeah? Got it? Okay. Let's try one more for today. Maybe the last one for today. Which x squared minus 2. Right? And then I have x to the power 6 minus 8. Okay, so now x to the power 6 by x to the power 2. This will give me x to the power 4. Correct? So this is going to be the first term of my quotient, x to the power 4. Now let's multiply x to the power 4 or x to the power 2 minus 2 times x to the power 4. So what is it that I'm going to get? X to the power 6 minus 2x to the power 4. But I don't have this term over here. So I'm going to just plug that in. Right? So I have x to the power 6 minus 2x to the power 4. And then subtraction sign. I'm going to erase this. So I have a positive x to the power 6. So now that's going to become a negative. And then I have a negative 2x to the power 4. Now that's going to become positive. And x to the power 6 minus x to the power 6 cancels out. So I'm left with plus 2x to the power 4. And I'm going to bring down negative 8. Same process. 2x to the power 4 by x to the power 2. Well, this will give me 2x squared, correct? So plus 2x squared. Now I'm going to multiply x squared minus 2 by 2x squared. What do I get? 2x to the power 4 minus 4x to the power 2, right? So again, I don't have that term, right? So I'm going to put that term over here. I have 2x to the power 4. I'm just going to take this a little bit. And I have 2 times 2 is negative 2 times 2 is 4. So 4x to the power 2. So I have the negative sign. I'm going to change the sign here. Negative, positive 2x to the power 4 becomes negative. I have a positive. So these two cancels out. And I'm left with 4x to the power 2 minus 8. Now I have to divide 4x to the power 2 by x squared. So I get 4. So plus 4. Now I've got 4. I'm going to multiply actually x to the power 2 minus 2. So what is it that I get? 4x squared minus 8. So subtract 4x squared minus 8. I have positive 4x squared, that's going to become negative 4x squared. I have a negative 8, that's going to become positive 8. So these two gets cancels out. My remainder is 0. And my quotient is x to the power 4 plus 2x to the power 2 plus 4. Yeah, this is your quotient. Got it? Yeah, we will take up some more in tomorrow's class. And obviously, of course, you can always ask, your doubts in the class later on in the day. Take care. Bye.